On March 8, 2014, a commercial passenger aircraft took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport. On board were 239 people. The destination was simple: Beijing, China. It was supposed to be a routine flight. Nothing unusual. Nothing suspicious. Nothing out of place. But within less than 1 hour, this aircraft would completely vanish from normal tracking systems. Not delayed. Not diverted. Not crashed on radar. It simply disappeared. And what makes this case even more disturbing is this: the plane did not stop flying. It continued into the night, unseen. Flight MH370 was operated by Malaysia Airlines. The aircraft was a Boeing 777-200ER, one of the most reliable long-haul jets ever built. At 12:41 a.m. local time, it departed Kuala Lumpur. It climbed smoothly to cruising altitude, 35,000 feet. Air traffic control monitored the aircraft as it followed its assigned flight route toward Beijing. Everything appeared completely normal. The pilots were experienced. The weather was clear. The systems were functioning as expected. At 1:19 a.m., the cockpit made its final known transmission. "Good night, Malaysian 370. 2 minutes later, everything changed. At 1:21 a.m., the aircraft's transponder stopped transmitting. This device is critical. It allows air traffic controllers to identify an aircraft, track its position, and monitor its movement. Without it, the aircraft becomes far harder to track. But the situation escalated even further. Primary radar data showed something unexpected. The aircraft did not continue along its planned route. It deviated. And then it vanished from civilian radar coverage entirely. No emergency signal was sent. No distress call was made. No communication followed. Just silence. At first, investigators believed the aircraft had crashed shortly after losing contact. But satellite and military radar data revealed something unexpected. The aircraft had not crashed. It had turned. After losing civilian radar coverage, the plane reversed direction. It flew back across the Malay Peninsula. It crossed over land again, moving in the opposite direction of its intended destination. This was not random drift. This was controlled movement. The aircraft then changed direction again, and continued flying for hundreds of kilometers, untracked by civilian systems, unreported by any air traffic control center. Although the aircraft had disappeared from radar systems, it was not gone. It was still communicating, indirectly. Satellite systems detected periodic handshake signals between the aircraft and orbiting satellites. These signals did not contain voice. They did not contain location data. But they revealed something crucial. The aircraft systems were still running. And it was still in flight. For hours. Across vast distances. Eventually, based on these satellite pings, investigators reconstructed 2 possible flight paths. One heading north into Central Asia. And one heading south into the remote Indian Ocean. Only one of these paths aligned with available evidence: the southern route. What followed was one of the largest search operations in aviation history. Naval vessels, aircraft, advanced sonar mapping systems, all deployed across the southern Indian Ocean. But the search area was enormous. Hundreds of thousands of square kilometers of open ocean, expanding further with every calculation update. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. And still, no wreckage was found. No black box signal. No definitive crash site. Nothing. Ultimately crashed. But they did not answer the most important questions. Where did the main wreckage go? Why did the aircraft deviate? And what happened inside the cockpit during those final hours? Over time, multiple theories emerged. Some investigators suggested deliberate human intervention. Others proposed a catastrophic electrical or mechanical failure. In that scenario, the aircraft could have continued flying on autopilot until it eventually ran out of fuel. There are also theories involving hijacking or incapacitation of the crew, but none of these explanations have been definitively proven. Each theory explains some parts of the timeline, but not all of it. The mystery remains incomplete. Today, the exact final moments of Flight MH370 remain unknown. Despite extensive searches, the main wreckage has never been conclusively located. The ocean has kept its secrets, and one of the most advanced aircraft ever built vanished into history without a clear answer. So the question remains: what really happened to MH370? And why has it never been fully solved?